Orlando, Florida, and I'm here today with some of my friends who are the most outstanding real estate agents in the nation. They actually invest into staying on the cutting edge of digital marketing as it changes so that they really have become proven experts, far out surpassed any other real estate agent for serving their clients. So Giovanni, let's start with you. The question for today is, and you're out in Atlanta. Hi, how's Atlanta going today?
It's beautiful. Of course, we're stuck inside, so.
Right. Social distancing. I'm sorry, somebody. Giovanni, you really have, your business hasn't really slowed down because what you've done in digital marketing is targeting your buyers and your sellers and working for your buyers and your sellers is a form of social distancing. So you didn't really miss a beat. You just continued to go on. So why don't you tell us what aspect of digital marketing that you really like, and just tell us a little bit about that.
I think if I were to pick one that I really enjoy and I really enjoy right now is running proper Facebook ads. One thing I think that most, I guess in this industry, real estate agents don't really understand, which is to the detriment of sellers, is, you know, when we go on and we make a post about a listing that we have that's live or that's coming up, if we just post that to our Facebook page organically, the amount of reach that's out there is really just to a small circle of our friends that are already interacting with us. Whereas what we've been taught and what we've learned over the last couple of years in these advanced digital marketing strategies, how to properly run an advertisement so that it can be targeted to the people that we want to see that particular advertisement. And that reach can then get into the tens of thousands to sometimes hundreds of thousands of people looking at that particular listing or that video that we would do for that particular property. Now more than ever, people are at home, you know, on their social media platforms, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or even just Google. So now we're getting so much more interaction and attention, and the cost has actually gone down for us to run those types of advertisements because a lot of folks have gotten scared, whereas we're still not scared to do this business. So that's been really fun, and that's been exciting, just looking at the back end analytics of how people interact on social media with the advertisements that we run.
Right.
Gone are the days of getting a listing and then just putting a sign in the front yard and then waiting for somebody to call.
Yeah, 1990s.
Yeah, if that's what your agent, if that's what your realtor is doing, they're doing this wrong, and you need to ask them why they're not doing it the way that we do it.
Right. Right. Yeah, because I know that when you do it, well, with each of you, because I've seen each of your ads, when you do it, you really stop the scroll and actually engage people in the moment. I mean,
that's correct. I mean, and it depends on, you know, obviously I have a lot of different goals when I'm running ads on social media, but for a particular seller, let's say, you know, they want to know that those analytics, that when we post that ad and people are looking at that particular listing, then the information we're getting from everybody that's looking at it, it's following them around the web to where they're now seeing this particular home pop up in different platforms, whether they're on Google or somebody else's Facebook page, or they go and they're now reading something on the New York Times, and all of a sudden now this advertisement pops up again. So the advanced analytics and the retargeting that goes in, it's just amazing. It's
right.
awesome.
Right.
Which is,
this is why I also love that. Is I know when I'm out and I'm looking at something might catch my eye too. I think I'm going to come back to it, but I get distracted. I'm like everybody else, I get distracted. So when something starts tracking you around, then you start noticing it. You know, it's over there in the corner, and then you start noticing it, and then you're like, oh, that's right, I wanted to. So I really commend you on the work that you're doing for your sellers. And I know, Giovanni, you just always really impress me, and I appreciate you spending time with us today.
thank you.
Let's pop out to Martha. Now, you are in the largest boating community out in Texas, right? Out by Houston. Is that right, Martha?
Yeah, it's actually the third largest.
Okay.
But hey, you know, that's pretty good, and it's up there. We have a lot of boats around here. We have a ton of water. I'm in Kemah, League City, and Seabrook area. So
Right.
it's southeast of Houston, and it's about, I don't know, 25 miles from Galveston as well. So we're right in the middle of everything.
Right.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful area. Lots of boating community. Everybody is laid back, chill, and fun, and lots of boats and lots of yacht clubs and all kinds of stuff around here.
A lot of good people that you serve. I know that. Well, Martha, let me ask you this. I know that you take the whole pie of digital marketing. What is it that you just really enjoy, the aspect when you're doing all of your digital marketing? What aspect are you finding that right now, at least, that you're really enjoying doing?
You know, it's really funny because I have been doing real estate for a long time, and video has been around for a long time, but it really wasn't something that I was interested in doing. And then I learned about digital marketing, which is very different from just Facebook marketing, which is what I used to do. And back in 2014, you could get Facebook ads and get, 30 and 40,000 people looking at your listings.
Right.
And now today, I can get so many more by doing digital marketing, and I can do my listing presentation online. I can show people that really, truly, it comes down when it comes down to houses, neighborhoods. If you know the neighborhoods, you know the houses. So if you ask the sellers the right questions, you can find out what types of upgrades they have and what have you. That's one of the things I truly love. I love the fact that I can still talk to people about a listing, but I can do it over video, which I've wanted to do for years. And I'm really glad that I'm doing it with digital marketing now. And then one of the things that is crazy about digital marketing is it isn't just an ad that it, just like Giovanni said, it goes, I've been using it. It's just amazing what it will do for us and how it really benefits our client. So that's one of the things, that's my favorite thing, actually.
Right. And I completely agree with you. Well, I tend to think of, when I first started trying to wrap my mind around how vast digital marketing was, I did not realize that it's like, I want to say outer space, but cyberspace, right? If it was an outer space and you see, one of my fears is the astronaut gets snipped out and he just tumbles and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, right? But in digital marketing, literally an ad or something that you put out there, it literally just keeps going and going and going and going and building momentum. So I completely agree. And one of the things that you said that I just want to expound on more because it excites me too, Martha, it really does. From the outside, when you're driving by a neighborhood, houses sometimes they can look exactly the same. But what we know when we do the digital marketing is that no piece of land is exactly the same, right? It can't be. It is a unique piece of property. Its borders are unique on the earth. And you can really show the difference through digital marketing of what it makes that house special. I don't want to anamorphize a property, but through digital marketing, you can really show the story of that property through digital marketing in a way that you can't do on a flyer. And so I completely agree with you. That excites me too, Martha.
I can also get the 360 cameras and everything that they have out today that is just amazing, and how it truly shows the house in a way that I never, ever knew could happen, because I always thought, oh, my buyers and my clients are not going to see what the house really looks like through video.
Yeah.
But what we can do with video and digital marketing is truly amazing, and I think that it has really stepped up our game in real estate, in the real estate world.
I've noticed that I can look and go, what is that on the wall? Is that a bug? Is that a fly that the camera kind of captured? But I can actually take a look, and I can take my time to look at the ceiling and the light fixtures and the walls and how the paint, the texture, and I can really take my time to look and see. So I think you actually see more, like you said, in that 3D surrounding than you actually catch in real life. So yeah, I completely, that excites me also. Martha, thank you so much for sharing with us, because you stirred that all up in me, and now I'm all excited again today about what it is that we do.
I know, let's do a listing. Let's do a listing presentation. Go get some houses.
Let's go do more. Absolutely. Karen, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Alexia?
I am wonderful. Last time we talked, it was sunshiny, and I still see your sunshine thing over there in the corner. You radiate, Karen. I just got to tell you, yep, there you go. You radiate like that. You just make me so happy. You are out in North Carolina. So is the sun shining out there right now?
I'm actually in California, but I'm sure it's shining in North Carolina too.
Northern California. What did I say? Let me do that again. Are you in Northern California?
I'm in Northern California,
Northern
Petaluma,
California.
Sonoma County.
All right,
Yeah.
awesome. What is the weather like out there today?
It's beautiful today. The last 2 days, a little overcast, but today it's sunny and fabulous and good day for gardening if you could be outside.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. With things growing. And speaking of growing, tell me that you also really keep your fingers on the pulse of digital marketing as it changes, because it does. It changes like all technology. It kind of evolves bi-weekly or monthly. So tell me one of the favorite things that you're doing.
Well, kind of to wrap together what Giovanni and Martha said is we do a lot of, or I personally, and I know you guys do too, because I've seen them, we do a lot of helpful ads that we pay for through Facebook to educate, to give information to people that are looking to sell or buy a home for now or in the future. So with that, we have paved a path with Facebook that we have created an audience. It's not just 200 people, it's thousands and thousands of people. And that's tremendous when you're selling a home. So when we were talking about the 3D, I'm finding here in my area, a lot of agents are scrambling. They are lost. And unfortunately, it's going to take a while, probably a really long time for them to catch up with us. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that in a bragging sense.
Yeah, I know your heart.
Education sense.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to absorb all this information and to implement all this information. And so the digital marketing has been sensational for me and for my clients. When I list their home, I want to list it in the best format. So when in an instance like this where we can't go out and see, we've already have our home set up. We already have them in the 3D tours. They can already go in and view those homes. And so they're successful right now in their getting offers and that sort of thing.
So I can clarify for everybody, because when somebody said, oh, you can do Facebook advertising, I was like, Facebook advertising? Now that's before I understood digital marketing, right? But when I learned, when you say Facebook advertising, even if you just engage the Facebook format, you're on like 400 places that's in their network. And so you're really showing up and delivering content to your clients that no other agents are have learned to do yet, really, in your area. I mean, there might be a couple, but for the most part, like you said, they're now thinking, how do I operate in this new social distancing? But you've had such a head start, actually surpass all the other, what Giovanni was saying, 1990s old school that other people are doing. You know, you've got your syndication, you've got your Zillow, you've got your Trulia, you've got your Realtor.com and your MLS. But I know that what you're doing on top of all of that really is just, what's a polite way, kicking the snot out and just making it explode with the reach that you're able to get on top of all of that. How does that impact your sellers?
Significantly. It impacts them significantly because they have their properties. As we all know, 90% of buyers look for homes online,
right,
before they even go out, before they even contact an agent. And so those homes are in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right, that they get a view and go through and see if they like and see if they have questions. And then they can reach out and ask. Where if you just did it in the traditional sense, put it on MLS, slap a sign out front, you're going to have 10 people see it. Right. You're not going to get the visibility for your property that you want, right, your clients to get.
Right. And so what you're saying now is in a time where mortgage rates are low, more buyers can afford more things, inventory is still constricted, it's a seller's market. We don't have 6 months of inventory out there in houses for sale. You're saying that supply and demand, when you can get that property seen and not just seen, tagged, saved as a favorite and forgotten about, but it can start following people around and really start creating demand, then you're assured that you can get absolutely the most money in a competitive environment of supply and demand for your sellers. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, I gotta agree. So I'll tell you a story. One of my listings that I did, for some reason, the syndication, I actually called up Zillow, got Zillow on the phone. I'm like, why aren't I on Zillow? What's wrong on your back end? So as I'm watching and waiting for them to get on, I'm having showings every 15 minutes. I'm having people contact me every 15 minutes. I had, within like 2 days, I had 15 offers. And I got to the point where I'm like, these are all over asking price, And so when people are calling, I'm still excited that they're calling. But the point is, my digital marketing was so out surpassing the syndication, and what was happening on the MLS. And I'm like, 1990s old school, what we really are doing with the digital marketing is so far above all of that, that we could, I don't want to say that we could let go of the old school, but the old school is nice. It's kind of like knowing the steps to a dance. But if you're really going to wow, and you're really going to go and you're going to be a professional dancer, you got to do the digital marketing. You can't just know the basic steps to get around. So I am so excited. I'm going to wrap this up by one of my favorite things. And so this didn't happen. Well, it happened to me, but this is what I love. And this is why the Fortune 500 companies all the way down to you guys and myself are doing this. So I have a friend that I helped buy a piece of property. It's like 5 blocks off of SeaWorld, right? And so I went to see her the other day. Now, when I'm sitting in her house, I don't hear any Disney ads. But when I get within the radius of SeaWorld and the digital world starts picking me up as a visitor to a Central Florida theme park, I start hearing all Disney ads. I'm like, what? This is exciting because it was the first time what we do as digital marketing specialists that I actually experienced it myself with somebody else. Because again, when I was there and looked as if I was in a ownership position, not a visitor to the theme park, I didn't get the digital ads. But the fact that we can, just like Disney World, just like SeaWorld, like the Fortune 500 companies, narrow everything down to an interest and really target our market to create that supply and demand, to create outstanding content, that just tickles me to no end, because I really feel like, well, like I said the other day to you guys, I'm so excited to be running with the big dogs, and with you, Giovanni and Martha and Karen. I can't tell you how exciting it is. And I want to just wrap up here and thank each of you, because I want to be respectful of your time. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope that we can get together again soon and just have this open conversation. Just let's quickly wrap up. Last week we said market was still seeing good. Giovanni, you still seeing a good market in your area?
Yeah, activities, I got 4 leads over the weekend,
Right.
Through one of the platforms. So to me, that's a sign that, there are buyers that are wanting to continue to buy here in the zip codes that I target in Sandy Springs, Georgia. So I think that's great. Stats, look the same as they did last week. So of course, I think as we get more time between what's happened, a few weeks ago, those stats will make more sense. But as of right now, buyers are wanting to buy and sellers are putting homes on the market. So
I couldn't have said it better. Buyers are wanting to buy, sellers are selling. So make it a great buying and selling day, everybody. Have a great one, and I'll see you next week. How's that?
absolutely.
All right. Take care.